Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome along to round 18 of TUF Division 1. We are here today in beautiful Mexico, which looks to be a nice sunny dry qualifying session. We've got just under 10 minutes to go, and it is the third to last race of the season, and a couple of things to talk about this evening. Joining me in the commentary booth as always is my new regular co-commentator Michael. Nice to see you along, mate. Thank you very much for joining me tonight.
Yeah, great. Thanks for having me. We get a booth now, commentary booth. Nice.
Yeah, I know. I know. We've got this all luxuries now. I've got my can of Coke Zero.
Oh, good choice.
And we're both going to sit here and vape our lives away. Anyway, so we have a very exciting and interesting race here this evening, where we can now confirm that is officially a two-horse race for the Division 1 Championship between Fuzzer and Dobby. So the man we're currently on board with, Fuzzer, has a 28-point gap to Dobby. So with a Dobby retirement and a Fuzzer win, Fuzzer will be the world champion. He's currently sat on 198 points. Currently got 5 poles this season, as well as Dobby, who has 4 poles and is on 170 points. So with Dobby's retirement in USA, it is all in Fuzzer's hands by the looks of things. So it's going to be interesting tonight to see whether Fuzzer can stay in the session and not lag out, whether he can drive as well as we know he can, and whether Dobby is going to have any impact on the race at all. We do have 19 drivers on the grid tonight, full up mainly of regular drivers, which is good to see, with a few reserve drivers in here as well. So just on board with Fuzzer, as he's just set the fastest lap of qualifying so far, the 1:16.3. Michael, what's your thoughts on the race? Who are you tipping?
Well, we've got Dobby and Fuzzer both on. Yeah, well, Fuzzer's got 5 poles, as you said. Dobby's got 4. We've also got Miracles. Is he a reserve driver?
Yeah, Miracles used to be a Division 2 driver, and he actually, I think he left and now he's just come back as a reserve driver. So I think he's going to be looking to get a Division 1 seat if he can for next season, or failing that he'll be returning to Division 2. But again, he's very, very fast, and also not forgetting we have Good Aids as well. So Good Aids, he loves Mexico, so I'm sure he's going to want to prove a point this evening. With a couple of races to go, he currently sits in P5 and he's missed. He's only actually raced in 6 races this season out of 18, and he finds himself in 5th place in the championship. So quite an impressive feat there. Yeah, certainly is. So
just talk about the track. Actually, in America we had so many penalties, and I don't think we'll get as many this time. But that S bend through, is it sector 2?
Yeah, the windy sector 2.
Yeah, maybe we're going to get some more penalties, so might be exciting towards the end. Perhaps. Yeah,
exactly. I mean, well, currently we've actually got Oxhock sitting on pole with a 1:16.2. I would imagine some of the guys will break into the high 1:15s towards the end of qualifying. I'd say maybe a 1:15.7 will guarantee you to be there or thereabouts coming into the session once the track starts to form some grip and whatnot. So I would imagine some of the guys on their second runs will put in some exceptionally good times. But no, you're completely right about the penalty system for Mexico. You've got the little chicane at the end of sector 1, just after the extremely long start-finish straight. So setups will be important tonight. Who's going to go for the straight line speed to try and make the most of the long straights, and who's going to go for the more windy, twisty corner approach, because there are a lot of very narrow and tight, twisty turns on the track itself. We're just on board with Corey, who's just about to go through the windy S section in the middle of the circuit. Very hard to overcook it, very hard to get your line wrong, which means you have to ease off, and it allows people to catch up. And it's also very easy to cut the corner and invalidate a lap. Just as we come down in towards the stadium section as well, very, very famous section on the F1 calendar. I love how enclosed it all is as well. We've got all of the fans sitting there supporting, and I love the fact of all of the green, white and red fireworks coming into the race. So hopefully we will see a fireworks end to the race itself. Fingers crossed.
I like the last corner of Mexico because it's really tight, and then onto the straight it just opens up. So someone's going to have pace and hopefully overtaking. Maybe get like a 3 wide going into that first corner. It'd be good to watch.
Yeah, certainly. I completely agree with you. Just going to fly through. So we've got TUF F1 make an appearance tonight. We've got Napola in as well. So yeah, so I'm pretty keen to see what happens. Good Aids has actually gone second with a 1:16.2, just 0.02 of a second away from Ox. So like I said, I think it's going to be quite a close qualifying. We've also got the likes of NR and Pubster Randy sitting around towards the top. We've got Whiskit, who's now got himself a brand new wheel, I think. So he's going to be pretty excited and looking forward to using that.
I think we should look out for NR as well, because I did a bit of research before the match. He is 23rd in the world on time trial for this track. I know it's a slightly different concept, but
even
he's
so,
fourth at the moment, isn't he?
Well, there we go. I mean, to put it into perspective, it shows kind of how good the standard is, and I know we mentioned this quite a lot. And although there might be incidents and stuff like that, to have someone that's 23rd in the world on a in a league, which is pretty good, as Napola actually collided with the wall, which is pretty unfortunate for him. I think he's lost some of his front wing, but to have someone 23rd in the world representing the league is pretty impressive in itself, and to show that he's actually only currently 4th in qualifying just shows the standard of drivers we've got in the division. So yeah, it should be an interesting one tonight. I think turn 1 is going to prove very important. I mean, we saw last night in the Division 2 race, which I highly recommend going back and watching, as long as you ignore what happened to me. I think that in itself proved exactly what can happen if you have a bit of damage, which inevitably I got on the first lap. It can affect your whole race. So, and we also saw last night the Division 2 drivers that adopted the one-stop strategy proved to be really, really effective. So if the guys can make a one-stop work tonight, I think that would be the way to go. So, but I mean, obviously towards the end of the tyre's life, once they start to sort of get above 40 to 50% and so on, the wear starts to really kick in, and going through them tight S-bends and so on is nowhere near as fluid, and it's very easy to lose the back end of the car.
Seth has just started his lap. I'm just on board with him.
Seva, was that?
Do you want to make a prediction, Aaron?
What, for pole or for the race?
Prediction.
Yeah.
Go for qualifying. Do you think much will change?
Oh, just to point out as well, Corey's had an exceptionally good lap there. Finds himself in 5th with a 1:16.4. Really good to see. Corey had a good race in USA. Unfortunately, had a bit of bad luck.
Yeah, he was unlucky, wasn't he?
Yeah, he certainly was. For the top 3 for qualifying, I'm going to say it will be. I'm going to say Fuzzer, Good Aids, and I'm gonna say NR. I think the guys would improve. I think Ox would improve as well, but I think he's just going to fall short. So the guys that are currently in 2nd, 3rd and 4th, I think will take the top 3. As far as the race goes, I will tell you after a couple of laps what I think. But as normal, anybody watching would like to throw any predictions out there for qualifying and for the race and so on, please feel free to do so. It's quite fun to interact with you guys, Costa, Chris and whoever else may be watching.
Just loading the comments now. It's interesting that you haven't put Dobby in the top 3, so
yeah. No, I just think it's yeah, I think those 3 guys are demonstrating some good pace so far. So I'm gonna just ever so slightly tip those 3, but I mean it could be extremely marginal.
I mean, all these guys are pretty good, aren't they? But if you look at these times, at the moment, from 1st to, you could go anywhere you want, to 10th. It's just 5 tenths, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's just incredible how close they are.
It certainly is. That's the thing, it is, the standard of things seems to be improving drastically as we're going through the season. There we go, Good Age gets a 1:15.8, as we thought. John slipped up there, a 1:16.2. Like I said, I think if you can get around 1:15.7, something like that, as I said earlier on, I think you're pretty much nailed on to be starting right towards the top of the grid. I wouldn't like to say what the pole time will be, but it wouldn't surprise me if it was around a 1:15.7 mark. So Impressive time from Good Aids. NR's retired from the session and he's gone second of a 116 flat. So that might not actually be enough. He's currently only going to be second as a maximum.
Because we're just going through the last sector.
Yeah, just on board with him now.
Just clipped the curb, didn't he, on that corner?
Yeah, qualifying is now finished, so Good Aids currently sitting pretty on pole. Fuzzer's coming round, hammer down over the line, he goes second, 1:15.9, so Good Aids has got pole. So as it stands, there we go, Ox has just nipped NR to P3. Easily done. Chris Logan's come in and said Good Aids, NR and Ox. My granddad's popped up saying, hi mate, behave yourself. I will certainly try to do that, granddad.
Is that your granddad?
He certainly is. He watches every single race, Division 1 and 2. He loves it.
Oh, brilliant. Hello, Aaron's granddad.
His name is Bob. Bob the legend.
Bob Taylor.
Bob Taylor, the most British name in the world. Okay, so I think that concludes qualifying, if I'm not mistaken. Interestingly enough, yeah, Woods has started on the super soft tyres, so that's what he's qualified on. So he's going to be starting down from P17 with that. So just
he came up from. Sorry to cut you off. He came up from last, didn't he, to finish 10th, albeit with no penalties in America. So. Yeah,
exactly. Right, so just as a rundown with a minute and a half left, I'll give you the run through. So we've got Good Age has taken pole, very impressive time, 1:15.8, with Fuzzer in second. So he's put himself in a very good position. Ox occupies P3 with NR alongside him in P4. Then we've got on the third row John, who's just nipped P5 over Dobby. And then I will tell you the rest in just a second. As the screen decides to go off. Perfect timing, thank you very much. So yeah, carrying on, Pubs Durrani in P7 with Shayo in P8, which is a very good time for him. Got Severy 9, Matty Sutton's in 10, we've got Corey's dropped down to 11th, which is really unfortunate for him. Whiskey in 12th, Shown in 13th place with Katamiz alongside him. Pagani down in 15th with Napola alongside, who started on the Super Softs as well, sorry. Woods occupying P17, and then finally we've got Henry and Majestic, Henry and Miracles, I apologise, who set no time. So we are just in the process now where the guys will be lining themselves up and getting themselves all prepared, nice and comfortable, thinking about race strategies, hoping for a good clean start. It should be quite an interesting one going up into turn 1. I think the guys with the lower wings will excel on this first straight, put themselves in a good position. Some of the guys will be sitting ducks. So it's going to be interesting. Costas has made a good point. The top 10 were covered there by about 5 tenths through qualifying. So that shows just how quick these guys are.
That's how difficult it is making predictions as well, which is why I asked you.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Cheers for that, mate. So 10 seconds to go. Any final thoughts?
I think that turn 1 is crucial. It's really tight going into the left and then into the right again. So.
Let's throw a quick question out there finally before we go. How many cars are going to finish out of 19?
15.
Okay, right. 4 lights, 5 lights. And we are away in Mexico. We've got Napola's got a jump start, so we've got a drive-through penalty, which is a poor start for him. Good Age has had a good start with Fuzzers pulling up alongside him. Fuzzer and Good Age going side by side into turn 1. Looks like Fuzzer's going to get him. And who's having a look up the inside? There's been some contact, I think, from NR's taking a dive onto Good Aids, but he's held it nicely. Oh, NR's hit Good Aids, and it's caused absolute carnage.
Massive crash, yeah.
Massive crash.
Shayo's just been pushed off by that accident. He's in last now.
No way.
Good Aids second last as well.
Yeah, Good Aids with lacking a front wing by the looks of things as well. So let's have a look at NR. Is NR rocking any damage yet? He's missing some of his front wing. Is he? Oh, actually, I don't think he is. So NR's come away unscathed from that. I'm sure he's going to get himself a fairly hefty penalty for that. So a bit of a crazy start. Just want to make a point actually. Henry started second to last on the grid, and he now finds himself in P10.
Yep.
So what a start from him. Yeah, great start.
Oh, saw some debris. No idea where it came from.
Yeah, we certainly did. So Fuzz has had a very good start. Corey's had an excellent start as well, up from P11 to P6. Just as he runs slightly wide there, but I think he's okay. So Fuzzer crosses the line in P1. So position changes. Yeah, we've got Good Aids, Casamaze, Pubsterandi, Whiskey and Napola and Sheo now, but I think, and Pagani's coming too. So everyone from P12 downwards, well sorry, from P13 downwards has now all come into the pits. So that's going to be a very tough ask for those guys. I don't think Good Age is going to be too happy with what happened there between himself and NR.
Casamaze has stayed on the ultra softs after that pit. The only one to do so are the ones that pitted.
Well, sticking to his guns. Yeah,
look at Fuzzer. He's already opened up a 1.6 second gap already.
Yeah, Sever is lagging all over the joint from by the looks of things. So he needs to be very careful it doesn't impact anybody's race. We saw that last night with Nikos in Division 2. Have pretty bad lag and it can cause problems. Sever looks like he's going to be spinning all over the joint. Let's not watch that. So he's coming up to the back of Dobby, so this could be bad news for Dobby, because if Sever lags into him and takes him out and Fuzzer wins this race, then Fuzzer is world champion. So let's hope nothing bad happens like that. Sever looks like he's got better straight line speed. Is he going to take a late look at Dobby? No,
he thought about it, didn't he?
Yeah, he thought about it, but he sat behind him. So strong start so far from Fuzzer. He's doing everything he needs to be doing. He's got a 1.7 second gap to Oxhox. He's got John behind him with a similar distance, and we've got Dobby in P4, Sever in 5th. Corey's made a fantastic start up from 11th to 6th place. Matty Sutton's likewise from 10th to 7th. Then we've got Henry up 10 places to 8th. Shone's got into the points in P9, and NR's dropped down 6 places into P10. So that's rounded off the top 10 so far. Good Age is back in, is he?
Yeah, not sure. Oh, it's a drive-through. It was a drive-through.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
Pagani has retired from the session, so we've had the... Yep, so Pagani's... Look, no, he's not. He's going to pull out last minute. Okay, so quite an eventful start there. I think a lot of guys got caught up in the accident between Good Aids and NR.
Andy's setting the fastest lap so far.
Yeah, on fresh super soft tyres. So he's going to be... But he finds himself 14.5 seconds away from Napola, who's in P13. So... I think we have got 12 guys on board watching the race. So welcome to you all. Thank you for joining us. Anybody got any early thoughts on the race or anything they want to know or see? Please feel free to comment, and we will discuss on the stream. We like to be interactive as much as possible. But yeah, so
it's a great train forming between 4th and 7th.
Yeah, they're now behind John as well, so Dobby's caught up to the back of John, so John's been brought into this rather unwillingly.
Yeah.
So we're just going to stand board with this at the moment. We're going to stand board with Sever because he's kind of in the middle of it all. But Sever actually has Corey getting very close to him, so this could
Corey
be...
on the super tops.
Yeah, certainly is. So if we go on to the tyres, yeah, the top 5 are all on ultras. So Corey's in a good position right now on the super soft tyres. So providing all goes okay for him, he will take the lead of the Grand Prix once the guys in front of him pit. And if he can maintain this sort of pace on harder tyres to those guys, that's going to be very beneficial for him. So he's putting himself in a very good position. Go on.
Shone and NR just flicked through, and Shone, I didn't see what happened, but Shone was, I think it was Shone forced just off the track by NR. Took up some of the curb, but it wasn't, I don't think it was any malicious.
No. Okay, so Corey's had a bit of a wobble. Oh, there we go, Fuzzer's lagged out. So, what's that going to do for him? He is currently leading the Grand Prix. He's now not. He's now in 2nd place. Shone gets the first penalty of the evening, I believe. with a 3-second time penalty. So Fuzzer is now currently in P2. He's just rejoined the session, but will he end up behind this little train of cars? I think he might, as we've got Dobby. So Sever's got past Dobby now. So Sever goes up into P4.
Shone and Henry are having a good battle here. Oh, wheel to wheel around 3 corners, but I think Henry just held on.
Yeah, I'm just going to jump on board with Fuzzer just to see when he gets the chance to jump back into his car. So Fuzzer has been passed by John. Now, can he hold off from the guys just there? Fuzzer, I think he's rejoined in his car, and he's just been overtaken by Sever. So Dobby is just behind him. Okay.
Wow. This is incredible. The two championship leaders are now 4th and 5th.
Exactly. Now, whatever happens, those guys cannot be caught, I don't think, Fuzzer cannot be caught, so by anybody other than Dobby. So Dobby really needs a poor result from Fuzzer tonight. We've got a little bit of lag by the looks of things.
Yeah, Dobby lagged out in America as well, didn't he?
Yeah, we did, yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. We've got a nice
he lost a bit of speed there, Dobby.
Yeah. Doesn't seem to be having great straight line speed, because Matty Sudden and Corey are catching him up pretty quickly. Corey's going to have a look up the inside of Matty Sudden's, I think, as he now goes up the inside. Are they going to bang wheels? No, Corey has to cut the corner a little bit, try and look around the outside. Eases off nicely, so well done to Corey there, and good defensive driving from Matty, no problems at all. Fuzzer's lagged out again. Wow.
No. Oh, it says Fuzzer's joined on my screen. He left the session, sorry. Yeah, it came up joined and then left.
Well, Fuzzer has now been passed by Dobby, and then Matty Suddens as well, and now Corey. So Fuzzer is down in P7. Now, can the guys behind now in the shape of NR Miracles and Shone all get past? I can't imagine he's going to lose the places as far down as where Woodsy is in P11. As it currently stands, we've got Oxhox in the lead, who's got a 4.5 second gap to John. Chris Logan's thrown a big statement out there and said that he thinks Fuzzer's going to lose the title.
Ooh. That's a big statement.
It certainly is. Fuzzer down in P10. So, sorry for missing any action, but it's always quite interesting to see where Fuzzer does rejoin. I don't think he's even rejoined the session at the moment, so it's
still ghosting.
He's still ghosting around. There we go, he's just rejoined as we speak. So if Fuzzer does finish outside the points tonight and Dobby gets a good result, that's going to make it all to play for in the last couple of races. So
yeah,
it certainly is. So Fuzzer has rejoined the session. We're just going to wait for him to find his car again. We've got Woods in the background with, who's that behind him? Napolo just behind. A few seconds down the road, going through this very twisty tight part of the track.
I think Sever's getting a lot of lag. I just went onto him and he's teleporting all over the place. He's
lagged pretty bad, unfortunately. Yeah, Pagani's had a bit of a nightmare tonight. It's just popped up. Sorry to see your unfortunate incidents tonight, Pagani, mate. Never nice to see. I think Fuzzer's now rejoined into his car, but he does have Napolo and Woods, the two Toro Rosso drivers, fastly approaching. So let's hope he doesn't lag out anymore. And we've had the first pit stop from the front runners. It is John.
And then where was John before he pitted? Wasn't he third or fourth or something?
Second.
Second?
Yeah. So Ox was in the lead. So we're going to go back to that battle towards the front. So we've got Dobby now in P3. Fuzzer is in P8 after those pit stops. But Fuzzer is going to have to pit as well at some point. He's lucky his ghost car didn't pit for him.
I was just going to say, what's the tyre wear on a computer car? If you lag out?
I've got no idea, but sometimes they'll pit for you on your first projected lap, and that would have cost him so much time. It would have been even slower for him. So he's kind of fortunate there. as it currently stands, we've got Matty Suddens, who's having a very good race so far, all over the back of Dobby in the Ferrari. They're looking like they're going side by side, but Dobby just covers off the line nicely. Dobby runs wide. Matty Suddens going side by side of him round the outside. One slightly wide, he cuts the corner.
Yeah, position back.
He should hand that position back to Dobby.
Oh, he just grazed the wall as well, didn't he?
Oh, and he's cut back across the track to come to the pits. So now that's allowed Corey to get side by side with Dobby, and it looks like he's got better straight line speed than Dobby. So Corey's got himself just ahead, and Dobby's going to slot in behind him. So, very good start for Corey now. I know he's got a 3-second time penalty. He had a bit of a wobble earlier on, which lost him a couple of positions, but he's currently in net P5, I want to say, or P6. And he's got himself ahead of Dobby now, so he's in a very good position.
Fuzzer pitted. And he's on the softs, I think. Is that correct? Yeah, he's on the soft tyres.
So we've got an interesting battle here for the final podium place between Corey and Dobby. Corey looks like he's got some very good pace around here actually. He's pulled out a couple of attempts already over Dobby. So Dobby might be struggling a little bit.
What do you think Dobby's aim is now, knowing that Fuzzer has lagged out and he's struggled to get points?
Well, I think Dobby really needs nothing less than a win. Because even if he gets third, he's still going to find himself 13 points behind Fuzzer. And that's a very tough ask.
Still with 2 races though.
Yeah, but you never. I mean, look at Fuzzer. Even with his lag problems and whatnot, he still finds himself top of the championship by 28 points, I believe. So he's obviously a pretty consistent driver, and he always finishes towards the top. So yeah, I think it's going to be a case of Fuzzer really knows now that if he finishes sort of in the top 6 for the final few races, it's pretty much his. Or probably even more than that really, maybe like the top 5, which for Fuzzer is more than doable.
Yeah.
Sever gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Expect to see a few of them tonight.
Yeah, he's leading, but those top 6 guys haven't stopped yet. And also Woods, they're the only guys not to have stopped, so I think they're all going to be coming in quite soon.
Yeah, not forgetting the Corey's on the super soft tyre.
Yeah, I didn't think of that. And shown up there in P5.
Yep, certainly is. Yeah, Corey's pulled out a 7 tenths gap, but I mean Dobby will be in DRS range now.
Yeah, he needs it because his straight line speed doesn't seem as quick as some of the other drivers. I don't know, it's just what the impression I'm getting.
Yeah, but I think, like I said to you earlier on, it might be more down to the fact that all down to setups really. John just made a move onwards, so John puts himself back up into P6.
Dare I say it, John in rich mode. Don't think I've ever said that before.
Yeah, very true. So this is how much of a struggle it is for those guys. They've got good aids down in P16 at the moment, and either after all these pit stops and so on. Corey's retired from the session.
Whoa,
no, he's lost the wheel.
Put it in the wall.
Oh no way!
He's so unlucky. Didn't see what happened, but
I think it's through the windy S section. So Corey's lost it. Third of the way through the race from P3. Now, will there be a safety car?
It's great for Dobby, that is.
Yeah, certainly is. Puts Dobby up into P2, but also gains Fuzzer a position. Fuzzer down in P17 at the moment.
Dobby hasn't stopped yet, has he? No.
Well, just a quick thing. Fuzzer's lagged out again. I didn't even notice.
Oh.
Fuzzer's down in
Fuzzer's down in P16. I thought he was that low because he pitted when he pitted.
Well, he might have pitted and lagged out, we're not sure. Where's the pit stops? Let's have a look. Yeah, Fuzzer has pitted.
Definitely.
So Fuzzer now, down in P16, has it all to do because he's then behind Good Aids and Pubster Andy, and then needs to get himself back up through the field. And Good Aids is right up the other end of the straight, and he is certainly not a slow driver. And then you've got the likes of Pubster Andy with Whiskey and Shayo just behind. So I'm absolutely gutted for Corey because he was in such a good position. He seems to be getting quicker and quicker, putting himself in good positions and having such bad luck. So I'm really gutted for him. Matty Sudden gets a 3-second penalty there, just skipping through the field. Oh, we've got a little train forming there, but Woods, NR and Matty Suddens for P6. This could be interesting going into turn 1.
Woods hasn't stopped yet, so...
No, I think he's on the soft tyres, isn't he?
Yeah, those tyres might have taken a bit of abuse.
Yeah, so okay, so I think that's NR's made the move on him, and Matty Suddens is very close behind. Matty
Woods
Suddens...
ended up in a... Oh,
yeah,
sorry, go on.
Matty's going side by side with Woods. Unfortunately, we've got a bit of a crap camera angle right now.
On the outside. Oh, was there contact there? Or was it the curb?
Not too sure. I think it might have been the curb. I'm not too sure though, because all I could see was his rear wing. But so Woods has dropped down a couple more places.
Dobby has absolutely closed the gap on Sever. He was a second and a half behind about a lap ago. Now he's on the back of him.
Yeah, I think there might have been a bit of a wobble there for Sever or something like that. Or failing that, Dobby's cracked the car up into Rich. No, he's in standard. Sever and Dobby are both pitted. Yeah, both pitted. So that,
of course, they're on there.
Start of lap 15. So 21 laps to do. So I'd imagine it'll be a one stop onto the soft tyres. As we're going to see that from Dobby. Yes, we are.
Cool, just put in the chat that he's gutted.
Yeah,
we are, man.
We're gutted for you, bud. Unlucky, man. It will come. Sooner or later, it will come.
I think Sever and Dobby are on a one-stop.
Yeah, they are.
Stop.
Yeah, they're onto the one-stop strategy. So, as we currently stand, we have... Who are we currently on board with? We're on board with Henry. And he is very close to the back of Miracles. So these two know each other pretty well. On track. Ox gets a 3-second time penalty.
He had a good qualifying session, did Ox, but that's not going to help him, obviously.
No, certainly not.
Oh, Fuzzer with a 3-second time penalty.
Yeah, it's all going to pot for Fuzzer.
And who's that going wide? I think it was NR. Oh no, sorry. Who's in the other McLaren?
Henry.
Henry went wide there. Went off the track a little bit.
So Fuzzer is 9 seconds behind Good Aids and he's not closing that gap either. Well, he is actually ever so slightly. So, we've got Pubster Randy on the back of Whisket now. In the battle for P13. So once I think everyone makes their... Who hasn't stopped? So it's only Woods.
I think it's only Woods, yeah.
Yes, it's only Woods. So Woodsy will go down towards the bottom of the pile, but we've got an unusual shape to the top 10 as it currently stands. So as we're approaching the halfway point of the race, we've got Pubster Randy now all over the back of Whisket. I would imagine a move will be made off tyres. Pubster Andy goes around the outside, Whisket runs wide and Pubster Andy's through to P13. Okay, so interestingly enough, Well, oh, actually, we've got Whisket has gone. So Whisket,
What happened to
yeah, it was the man just behind Bubs Randy there through the S sections. I think he's lost it. So we've got Shay over the back of Shone at the moment. So Shay in the Red Bull has completely cut the corner there. So I think he's
Great battle between Miracles and Woods. Miracles got him on the straight.
certainly has, and then we've got
Three of them.
Henry. They're going 3 wide. Always a bit of contact between Woods and Henry. Yeah, Henry's forced his way through into P6. And who's that in the background joining that? Is Sever.
I think we'll be seeing Woods getting in the pits sharpish because those tyres are not
Well,
good anymore.
if he's going to do a reverse one-stop strategy, he's going to have to take those tyres now to about maybe another 4 or 5 laps possibly, because we saw the guys on the Ultrasofts pit after 15 laps. So actually maybe slightly earlier because of the they qualified on those tyres.
Left the session.
Dobby's left.
The session. Yeah.
Well,
This title is going to be decided by poor internet.
yeah, it certainly is. Internet connection. Who would have thought it?
We could see the 2 guys at the top not get any points, but both finish the race.
Yeah, we certainly could. Well, I think as it currently stands, the top 3 look in very good shape, and I also must point out Pubster Randy's now left the session. So the American's gone, so God knows what's happening here, but by the looks of things,
Dobby has rejoined, but not in his car yet.
the Pubster Randy's now, his ghost car has now pitted him, so that's going to mess him up a little bit. Where is Henry? There he is. So Henry's going side by side. Oh, we've got a few guys running side by side. It's got Henry and Miracles going very close together. We've got Savages behind, and I think that's no, it's Woods. Woods is just in the background of those guys, but I can't imagine Woods will enter the fray at any point soon. Fuzz has lagged out again. So, some connection issues tonight by the looks of things. Pubster Randy's managed to rejoin. Shay gets a 3-second time penalty. So we're going to go on board with these guys as they come down the straight. We've got Sever all over the back of Henry. I imagine he'll get the move done. Unless Henry can pull out some fantastic defensive skills.
Sever just doesn't have the setup for a straight line. Can't get near
Okay, what's happening is Henry going around the outside. Henry's gone around the outside of Miracles. What a great move that was. Possibly a little bit of contact on the exit there, but it looked like a very good move. And Miracles looks like he's going to lose out of position to Sever as well. We've got a 3-second penalty for cutting the corner. So those guys going side by side, locking wheels, and Sever is through. So in the space of maybe 3 corners, Miracles has lost out 2 positions. Okay, this is all taking its shape. It's the closest battle on track at the moment as well, so we're going to stay on board with this. Everyone else is a few seconds apart. Hopefully we do have some consistent battles.
Yeah, it's fairly quiet in the top 4 or 5, isn't it?
Yeah, they're all kind of nicely distanced apart.
Oh, Shayo's retired. Sorry, I don't know. Oh, he's binned it. And the yellow flag, sector 2 and 3. Lost a wheel. Didn't see what happened, but yeah, he's out.
Yeah, not good. So, we are down to 15 runners. Once Pubster Randy, yeah, it certainly is. I think we're going to finish up with 13, I reckon. I reckon we'll see a couple more.
Good age, getting a fresh set of softs on, so we'll be going for the end on those.
Yep, good age on the shofsh. Who's that in the background? That is Miracles lagging around. So Good Age has been overtaken by Fuzzer. So yeah, I mean, like I said to you, even with the pace of people like Good Age and Fuzzer and so on, this is one of those tracks now where if you have to make a wing change or an extra pit stop, your race is as good as done. So it looks very comfortable for the likes of Oxox and John and NR, as we've got Sever and Henry going side by side. Henry's had to cut the corner there. He's got a 3-second time penalty for his troubles. And Henry is now into the pits.
I know Fuzzer's going to be frustrated with the connection issues, but it's, in the long run, I think it's not the end of the world, because Dobby is not in the top 10 at the moment, is he?
Exactly, and he's 15 seconds outside the points. I know Henry's obviously currently in the pits, but Henry's not easy to pass. Well, Dobby's now into the points, sorry. So he's currently only got 1 point and he's 10 seconds behind Shone. So, if anything, it's not really going to help him that much.
Shone just picked up a penalty. Napler and Woods. Napler thought about it, but pulled away, I think.
Yeah, just on board with several miracles at the moment, but I'll jump down to that battle between the two Toro Rossos. So we have Napler just behind his teammate. I imagine that he will get the move done fairly soon. So Woods is still on those. Is Woods still on those soft tyres?
He is, yeah. He hasn't
is.
yet.
Yeah, so I would imagine it'll be this lap, if I'm going to be honest.
He'll come out around about 11th. Maybe,
Yeah.
well, what's that, 34 seconds to Good Age?
Yeah, there's no way he'll last that long unless he does his pit stop backwards.
So that would mean an extra place for Dobby, and I know Shone have picked up another penalty, so...
So I'm not sure what Woods is doing, but I think he's going for a set of tyres that don't actually exist, quicker than the Ultra Softs.
Maybe he's got a glitch and he's got the hyper hards on.
Yeah, that's wait and see, but he's just losing another position to Napoli now, so Woods has lost another position.
Shone had to brake hard then. Don't think there was contact, but he did have to brake.
Yeah, we're going to tell what we do. We're taking on board with Shone as he has a look around the inside of Woods, and he goes around the outside there, and Shone gets the move done. Shone up into P8. Closest battle on track for this at the moment.
Good Age for the new fastest lap of the race. Those super softs.
I've just seen as well, so Fuzzer got past Good Age, and now Good Age is now back past him, so did Fuzzer lag out again?
I didn't see anything.
I didn't, to be honest.
There's a ghost. Carl's a ghost again. Unless he hasn't rejoined from the last time. And
well, I'm not too sure. Henry's just got past Dobby.
Yeah, what happened there?
No idea. Dobby has no damage. I think Henry's just made the move, I think, so Dobby's currently outside the points.
Already 1.1 second. Has he got damage, Dobby?
Don't think so. He's struggling tonight, Dobby.
Doesn't seem to have any pace at the moment.
Right, Woods has stayed out again, so I think Woods might be going for the no-stop strategy. Dobby's retired from the session. Dobby's gone.
He's retired.
Well, he didn't lose a wheel or anything. I think he just pulled over and retired. Yeah. Well, that's thrown a spanner in the works, isn't it?
Yeah, a cat amongst the pigeons again.
Yeah. Well, here we go. So we're currently on board with Good Age. We haven't really got much going on the way on track anymore, which is unfortunate. Yeah, it's all settled down with 12 laps to go, so we're 2/3 of the way through the Grand Prix. So we're now down to 14 runners.
Surely Woods is going to come in now. Lap 24, still on the same tyre. What's he going to do?
Where's it? No.
And he stays out. On my screen, I don't know how accurate this is, but on my screen his pit window is lap 11.
No way, really?
I don't know if that's accurate because he started on the soft, so...
Pit window, yeah, lap 11 to 13. So Woods is only 13 laps overdue.
I bet Pirelli are loving him at the moment.
Yeah, say. Woods is either extremely conservative with his tyres, or he's playing the let's see how close to a puncture I can get before I actually get one. Well, very interesting.
Chris Logan in the chat. Because he's not champion just yet. Oh, Mr. Costa's just cleared it up. There's 50 points left on the last 2 races. So,
well, if Fuzzer wins in Brazil, no matter what happens, he's champion, because there is no way that he will be able to be caught. So Fuzzer needs a race win in Brazil, and then that is championship done and dusted. And what a better place to do it than Brazil. Woods is pitted
after lap 25.
He's probably got Jeff in his ear. Woods might go into an intermediate tyres now.
What tyre is he going to go on? Super soft. There we go.
Really? No way.
No, oh no, it's just changed. Honestly, it said SS and then now it's on US.
I was going to say, if he's gone to super softs, I mean, I know I might have got told off, but I would have laughed. Okay, oh no, right, so we have a bit of a battle forming, which is good. So we've got a battle for P5, and can I just make a point actually, Miracles has gone from last place on the grid to P4.
A great drive.
A fantastic drive.
One penalty, but still.
Napola's up 11 places as well. So we're currently on... Go on.
I was just going to say, I just had a position change with Ox. Oh, John pitted.
Okay, so NR's got past Napola. So Napola's in P6 as it currently stands.
Out.
Napola's pitted as well, so we're going to see some of the guys on the two-stop strategies. So John now finds himself just ahead of NR as he squeezed him out. Yep, so John holds his position, and I can't imagine NR will get past with John on ultra soft tyres unless he makes a mistake. I know he's all over the back of Miracles, so I think John looks good for a podium here.
John's just a workhorse, isn't he? Because doesn't seem to make any mistakes, and seems to have good strategy all the time.
Yeah, exactly. Is that Fuzz's lagged car in the background? It is by the looks of things. Yeah, it's a Fuzzer. No points for him today by the looks of things. And in a remarkable turn of events, Good Aids is now in the points.
Yeah.
And we have cars going side by side. Is there a little bit of contact? No, there's not. So John gets past Miracles, and NR is very close behind. So NR is going to be held up a little bit for Miracles here, I think, which is going to allow John to drive off into the sunset. The beautiful Mexican sunset. Miracles comes into the pits.
Oh, 5-second stop-go penalty, Miracles.
Speeding in the pit lane. So that'll be added on to his time at the end of the race. So very unfortunate for him. Now,
commentator's curse again.
There we go. Right, so Napola's come around the final corner now, as Miracles is coming to complete his lap. Sorry, pit stop, sorry. So Napola gets past. Where is Woods? Woods is only a few seconds down the road, and he has Good Aids very fast approaching.
We've got Sever winning on the soft tyre, but Ox has those fresh ultra softs on, and he's closing that gap so quick.
Yeah, he certainly is. We'll go on board with that. Certainly is. Let's hope there's no unfortunate collisions. Yeah, just seen a message in the Pagani's message in the chat. Chris Logan said, "What tyres are there?" And Pagani said, "Round black ones."
Another penalty for Miracles. He's so unlucky, hasn't he?
So Near's up on board of Ox now as they're approaching turn 1. Yeah, Sever's lagging a little bit. Squeezes him out a bit. Goes deep into the corner. Ox gets a very nice... Ooh.
There was contact there, I think, weren't there?
Questionable contact.
Obviously got DRS. Should be able to get it done.
Got a nice on board of Ox at the moment, which is always nice. Bit of a slight corner cut there. We know that he's got a penalty. Always a bit of a touch. Watch his front wing. We don't want to do an Aaron Taylor.
Oh, so close.
Kissing his rear end.
Wow.
Right, the question is, with 8 laps or so to go, I mean, I think it's inevitable that Ox will pass Sever quite soon, but John is on fresh ultra soft tyres. Will he be able to? Ooh, will he be able to close the gap and make that position? Sever's very, very defensive driving right now.
How long is he going to be able to keep him off for? The DRS coming.
I would imagine he'll get him here.
It's a good shout by you for John, because he just set the fastest lap.
Well, see. Whoa,
God,
bad lag.
That lag. Oh,
Oh,
it's
gone very deep. No.
Oh, penalty, yeah.
Penalty. Too impatient.
Oh.
Sever's lag's proving a problem. Hope it doesn't lag back into Ox. He's going to go around the outside this time. Oh, that's naughty. Oh, that's even naughtier.
Oh.
This is worse than the detention slips I got in school. And this has allowed John the Greek, into...
Yeah,
it sounds like a character from Snatch, doesn't it? John the Greek.
Yeah. He sounds hard.
It does.
You don't mess with John the Greek.
Don't. I think this is just going to be an unnecessary nickname he's going to pick up now, isn't it? Anyway, he's on the back of this battle, and John... Oh, I've had a thought, and this doesn't happen often. So Ox is currently in pole, but he's got at least 6 seconds worth of penalties, and I'm not sure whether John actually has any. So this could be a race win for John the Greek.
Could be, yeah.
On his fresh ultra soft tyres, I'm pretty sure he's going to get Sever here, which he does. Amazing straight line speed. I know he's got DRS, but wow, that was pretty impressive. Sever's trying to hold it around the outside.
Comes back.
He certainly does. Is there contact? Yes, there is. Oh, right, I've seen debris. Now, is that a partial front wing damage for John? It looks like it is.
Yeah. Yeah, it wasn't. It didn't seem to be on the power as soon as that corner might be. That makes sense.
This is gonna really jeopardise. Yeah, John's all right. So how's he going to be able to cope? He's having to lift. Yeah, he's having to lift quite a lot through those S sections. So what he needs to do now is hold off Sever and stay within a few seconds of Ox. Now they're both on fresh ultra soft tyres. Henry gets another time penalty.
I'm just having a quick look at the good aid wood battle.
Oh yeah, yes.
With the tyre, but came in 5 laps ago, I think. Lap 26 with Woods. Today is going to be in the DRS zone.
Woods will probably pit again at the end of the lap for a set of super softs. With his strategy, I'd imagine Good Aids will get past Woods at some point. I know Woods is on the softer tyre, but no disrespect to Woods, I think Good Aids will be slightly more consistent around the circuit, and he'll get the move done fairly soon.
Although I think Woods pulled away from him on the straight there.
Yeah, he's got a lot of straight line speed, and obviously he's on the softer tyre, but I think as far as consistency around the actual lap, lap by lap is going to be Good Aids. It's going to be quite an interesting battle. Corey's had a good shout in the chat. He said NR for the win with a question mark, which could well happen. I think NR might have a penalty or two though. If I'm going to be honest, I'm going to tip John for this. So, okay, with 5 laps to go, ladies and gents, let's put who we think is going to be the podium sitters in the chat. There's NR's all over the back of 7 now. Who is everyone's tip for the race win? Yeah, he's got him. So, but we know 7 will defend pretty hard, or he'll certainly at least give it a good go. NR's demonstrating good pace at the moment, but he finds himself 2 seconds behind, and John is slightly closing the gap on Ox.
Is John going to get close enough for DRS? Just over a second away from him.
So good aids now, having a good look at Woods. Seizing him up like a stealthy python.
Stealthy python?
Yeah. An unborn, slightly retarded, stealthy python.
Costa
yeah,
says
very
Ox,
close
John,
now.
NR. Chris says John Ox NR. Paul Oliver says John Ox NR.
I'm going for Pagani for the win.
Okay.
Woods in second.
If Pagani wins, I'll pay the money myself.
Oh, Gooday's getting very close to the back of Woodsy right now. Good point from Costa. I'll tell you what, Costa, I'm glad that you're in this chat sometimes, because you have a lot more of a sensible brain than I do. He's put wait until John gets into the dirty air of Ox with a broken wing. Now that is a very good point. Something that which
I think of that.
No, neither would I. Costa, you should take my job, mate. Supposed to be knowledgeable doing commentary. Yeah, Pagani's already started Abu Dhabi, which is
But if he's already started it, but is he going to win?
yeah, I hope so.
Sorry, Pagani.
He's about a week early, but let's hope so, mate. Right, so
Pagani's Paul Oliver, isn't it? That's right. Yeah.
No. No, Pagani's Corey Meredith.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
And TUF F1 is Paul Oliver.
That's right. Sorry. Yeah.
No, I'm only putting your leg down. Paul Oliver is Pagani, yeah.
Paul Oliver is Pagani. Okay.
Yeah,
right.
sorry, I couldn't.
I was confused.
I couldn't carry that on. But John's getting very close to the back of Ox. Ox goes defensive. John's going around the outside. This is for the lead of the Grand Prix. They're going side by side around turn 1. John holds the inside line.
Good defending.
Yeah.
All the way touched.
Yeah, a bit of a touch there, but we can say that's beautiful driving from these two. Nice to see. I don't want to jinx that, commentator's curse and all, but this is going to allow NR to join the party, so NR could sneak up here.
Who's getting lapped? Is that a
Fuzzer?
Is that Fuzzer's car?
Yeah.
I thought it might have been some kind of controversy with the lap car, but
I must say I'm impressed with John, considering he's holding this position right now with a broken wing and he's staying this close. Very impressive. NR's getting very close as well, so it looks like we're going to have a nice battle for the last couple of laps. Goodaid still hasn't managed to get past Woods yet. Well, we are keeping an eye on that, but this is the closest battle on track and it's for the win. Miracles gets another penalty. 14 runners left, well 13 really, and then Fuzzer with his ghosted car. Corey's put he will have retired by the time we get there anyway, talking about Pagani. And Mr. Costa saying should start an F1 2018. Oh, that's horrible. Let's not bully Pagani now.
oh, NR with a 3-second penalty.
Oh, there we go. NR's pushing. Now, I don't know whether you want to... Actually, no, don't worry. Don't worry, ignore what I was just about to say.
I know what you were going to say. I'm not going to look at the penalty. I'm not going to look.
How did you know that's what I was going to say?
I don't know.
Okay, right. They look...
Oh, Woods is back.
Looks like they're close. Yeah, they're very close. And Shown now has suddenly entered the fray. So, okay.
Ox with a penalty.
Yeah, he's got another one. Not good. So, if I'm going to be honest, this looks like it's going to be John for the win. Yeah. I think it will happen. I think it's going to be Ox, NR. No, sorry, John, NR, then Ox, because of penalties.
John not in DRS though.
Is he not?
He's in DRS. No, he's a second behind.
He might have been in there though, just as it.
Can't see on his car.
No, he's not.
No, he's not.
Oh no, he might be. No. Oh, I'm not sure. Well.
NR with a lag symbol.
Oh, NR's at the back of him there. Oh, this is exciting now. Final lap of the race. Is NR going to take a lunge? Well, whatever happens.
Giving it his best shot.
He certainly is. As it currently stands, I don't think Ox stands a chance of winning this race unless there is a severe incident for these two, which we certainly don't hope. Very nice to see 63 comments in the chat, by the way, tonight, guys. Thank you very much for that.
Great stuff.
Yeah, 17 people currently on board with us. And the legend Grandad Bob, 64. Okay, Seva's got a 3-second time, but there's a lot of penalties here. So as they come through the stadium section with the fireworks aloft, NR gets another 3-second penalty there. So I think this is John for the win as Ox crosses the line in P1. John comes home.
John takes it.
Yeah, John takes the win. Congratulations to John the Greek. Ox gets
good aids.
P2. NR in 3. Seva crosses the line in 4th. Henry jumps Matty into P5 on penalties, I think. Napoli jumps both of them.
9th and 10th. Woods, Good Aids and Sharon all together. I don't think Good Aids is going to have enough. Yes, as you are.
Good Aids smashes into the wall to cross the line. But he actually jumps miracles, I think, due to penalties. So, yeah, Good Aids comes home in P9, Woodsy up into P8, very good drive from him. Napola and Henry, fantastic effort from those guys. My granddad just put Fanny Lynn for the win. For no one else that probably gets that joke, and the nickname for my nan was always, because her name is Lynn, I used to call her Fanny Lynn when I was young, and it's stayed with me ever since, and everyone that knows her calls her Fanny Lynn. So there we go.
Is there a reason for that nickname?
No, it just appeared funny at the time, and now even the people at Sainsbury's, which does our weekly shop, call her Fanny Lynn. So she's renowned for being a big fanny.
Nice.
So I'm so sorry. Anyway, we've got John that takes the race win today. Fantastic effort from him. We've got Ox in P2 and NR in P3. So just to confirm the final standings, we've just had those guys there. John with just the 1 penalty, Seva in P4, Napola crossing the line in 5th. Great effort from him. Henry in 6th place, Matty Suddens in 7th, Woods in 8th. Good aids, good recovery drive from him into P9. And Miracles rounding off the final point. Then we had Shown in 11th, Pubster Andy in 12th, and Katamis in 13th. Then we had Fuzzer's Ghosted Car. We had Corey, Pagani, and then a couple more retirements, but I can't unfortunately see because they left the session. So just finally, driver of the day for you today, Michael. Who are you going to go for?
It's a great drive by John to take the win, but I've got to go with Napola from 16th to 5th, and the joint least amount of penalties. 16th to 5th, I think Napola deserves the driver of the day. Very
impressive. I think Napola and Henry both deserve some plaudits, but I think I'm going to give it to John today, just to take a win. He is a Division 2 driver after all, so to win a Division 1 race is very, very impressive. So yeah, final thoughts on that. Was a very exciting race, a lot of action as we kind of expected. And then we head into round 19 in Brazil on Thursday evening. Yeah, that's right. and then we've got the finale in Abu Dhabi on Tuesday. So please tune in for Brazil tomorrow night, Division 2. Come and cheer on your favourite commentator. I will also be racing, so please come and support me. Anyway, thank you very much, guys, for all tuning in. Thank you for all of the comments in the chats. Make sure you tune in for tomorrow night's race in Brazil, and we will be returning in the commentary booth on Thursday evening 9:30 in Brazil to see whether Fuzzer can lift the championship trophy. So thank you all for joining us, and we'll see you again soon.